Hi guys, hope you're all doing really well. Today's video is a book review, which I'm really excited about doing. I haven't done a book review in the longest time, but I included this book in my current favourites video a couple of weeks ago, and I said at the time that I was going to do a full review of it at some point. I should show you the book, shouldn't I? I should get to that point before I start going into great detail about how the review is going to pan out. But this is Lauren Graham's book, Talking as Fast as I Can. I got this book for Christmas and I was so excited about it. I am a huge Lauren Graham fan. I have been for a really long time. I am Gilmore Girls obsessed. I'm sure you know this. I've done videos talking about Gilmore Girls before. So when I saw that she was writing a book of essays that included essays on the experience of filming the Gilmore Girls revival, I was in. So in a nutshell, this book is basically just a collection of essays about her life from childhood, from trying to make it as an actor, from dating, from her experiences working on Gilmore Girls the first time around, her experience working on Gilmore Girls this time around, and just all of the kind of fun and mistakes and lessons that she's learned / made along the way. What I love most about this book, and I said this in my current favourites video, so if you watched that you would have heard me talk about it then, but what I love about this is that this book from page one is just Lauren Graham's voice. You know that way where you become so familiar with someone's voice through sort of interviews or watching them act in a certain show or whatever, and you get very used to what they sound like to speak, but then reading their work can be quite different. This book is it's just her voice. It's just like you're sitting having a chat with her and she's speaking it directly to you, which I absolutely love. What was really interesting about this book for me was hearing her experiences of filming Gilmore Girls the first time around and how she was really new to any sort of project like that. And so this really big scale, successful, massive project was, you know, a huge deal for her at the time, but then kind of reflecting back on that and comparing it with the experience of filming it this time when it was so much nostalgia and all that history built into the show and then built into the relationships between the actors. She touches on the fact that obviously sadly Ed Herman passed away before the revival, and so, you know, the impact that had on all of them, and it's just a really lovely, easy to read book. Even if you're not a huge fan of Gilmore Girls, what I would say is that in terms of a lot of the chapters there are spoilers for Gilmore Girls, so she kind of goes through each season at one point and talks about, you know, key things that happened in key episodes and plot points, so it will spoil the show for you if you haven't watched it all the way through. So you can either skip those chapters or you could wait until you finish watching the show to read it, but even if you're not a huge fan of Gilmore Girls, this is just a really refreshing, honest, light-hearted, easy to read book. It's one of these ones that, because it's written in kind of essay format, so there are, I think, 14 chapters in this book, and so they're basically each like essays or lengthy essays, and so it's very, very easy to dip in and out of this. You don't have to be sort of reading it constantly or, you know, worry about you've forgotten what she said in the last 10 pages. It's just sort of easy to kind of dip in and out of, to take if you're going on maybe a train journey or to read a few pages before you go to bed at night. That's what I did. I read it every night before I went to bed, and when I finished it I was so sad because I was just like, oh, I need Lauren Graham to like speak to me before I go to sleep every night just to assure me that everything in life's going to be okay. She's just very relatable. That's what I really enjoy about her. I just think that she's someone who, she has the kind of worries and insecurities and things that, and she talks quite openly about them in the way that you wouldn't really expect like a big TV star to talk about, and I just absolutely love her. So this book gets a massive thumbs up from me. As I say, I'm not going to go into any great depth about what she talks about in the individual chapters because I don't want to spoil it for you, but I really would urge you to go and pick this book up. I laughed out loud at so many moments in this book. Just the way that she talks about things just puts a smile on my face, and there were a few moments in this that just, not even laugh out loud moments, but just really like touching, relatable moments where you're like, oh yes, I have thought about that too. I'm going to read you a couple of very short excerpts just to give you a taste for what I'm kind of talking about in this. There's one section where she writes a letter from a character that she's created called Old Lady Jackson, who I just absolutely love. And she wrote in one of the essays as a letter from Old Lady Jackson. There's a paragraph towards the end of that letter that I just adored, and so I want to read that out to you just to give you a bit of a teaser. So she says, "Will you do me a small favour, dears, and look up, especially you New Yorkers and Londoners and other city dwellers who cross all those busy streets. How else will you take in the majesty of the buildings that have stood there for hundreds of years? How else will you run into an acquaintance on the street who might turn into a friend or a lover, or even just recommend a good restaurant that no one has complained about on that app yet? If you never look out of the window of the subway car, how will you see the boats gliding by on the East River, or have an idea that only you could have? Just look up for no reason, just for a moment here and there, or maybe for an entire day once in a while. Let the likes go unchecked and the quality of sleep go unnoticed. Que sera sera, my dears. Whatever will be, whether we're tracking it on our GPS devices or not. Oh, I just loved that. I thought that that was amazing. So that's one of my favourite paragraphs from the book. Another favourite moment was when she was talking about her relationship with Peter Krause, because here's the thing. I was fine on my own, and so are you. But it can be hard when you feel ready for happy couplehood and you seem to have missed the train. As my friend Oliver Platt used to say to me about hopes and dreams I'd share with him, it's coming, just not on your time frame. I find this a helpful reminder in any number of ways, not only when you're hoping to meet someone, but also when you're waiting for a better job or for some relief during a bleak time. And then she talks a little bit about her relationship with Peter, and then she says, it's hard to say exactly when it will happen, and it's true that whatever you're after may not drop down the moment you spend all your quarters. But someday soon a train is coming. In fact, it may already be on the way. You just don't know it yet. Oh, I love it, I love it, I love it. I have so many positive feels about this book. As I say, those are just a couple of very short excerpts of parts that I particularly enjoyed, but I loved every single one of the essays in this. Not just the ones that focused on Gilmore Girls, but the ones that focused on her life outside of it. The book is Lauren Graham talking as fast as I can from Gilmore Girls to Gilmore Girls and everything in between, so obviously, you know, it's not just going to be focused on the show, but I just thought this was an excellent book. I also really enjoy the sort of colour scheme of this book. I enjoy the coral down the side with the pale blue and the white. And the fun pictures of her on the back. So yeah, it's great. I love it. I'm going to leave it there. Let me know in the comments down below if you're a Lauren Graham fan, if you have read this book or if you haven't read this book, if you plan to read this book. Also, if you're a Gilmore Girls fan, we can chat about that. Always happy to chat about Gilmore Girls. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up to let me know, and if you haven't already subscribed, you can hit the subscribe button down below to keep up with all of my videos. There'll also be a little subscription button on the end card if you want to check out that and the other videos that will be linked on there. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I hope that you're having a great day, and I will speak to you again soon.